Hello, and welcome back to the original Larry D's Food for Thought. Today we're going to read out of that old King James Bible as usual. Okay, be reading from the Old Testament and out of the New Testament to the law and to the testimony. Precept upon precept, line upon line, here a little and there a little. Okay, also be going over, excuse me, going over a few scriptures today concerning the title, And the Lord Shall Come and Woe unto the Nations. And the Lord shall come and woe unto the nations. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and share these scriptures with you right quick here. You can jot them down if you like. But tell you something, people, stuff we're going to read today, tell you something, it ain't that nice. I can tell you that. But people want to hear what they want to hear, but I don't have time to be telling you what you want to hear. Okay. Only thing I can do is read this book to you and let you know. Tell you something. The Lord is sitting in heaven and he is angry. He is peeved, okay, at what these nations are doing. I mean, they doing stuff, man, under the table that you wouldn't believe. You and I don't know. I'm gonna tell you something. I know they're trying to control the population. What the Lord had written, he said, thou shalt not kill, right? Well, you mean you can kill, but we can't? Wait a minute. One law for all, thou shalt not kill. All right. But we're going to take a look at this because the Lord is angry and he got something for these nations. And anybody that don't want to keep his law and statutes and judgments, you're going to receive the same fate. Okay. Because you ain't getting away with nothing, just getting by. You go and read what the Lord said about when he tore up Egypt, tore it down to the ground, okay? And he sent them evil angels in there, tore it up. You think he ain't gonna do the same? Okay. I'm gonna stop sharing these. We're gonna go ahead and go over these scriptures here. See if we can get a little bit of understanding because I'm gonna tell you something, man. People better listen to this. Also, I don't have time to be reading this sweet stuff. I mean, it's a lot of sweet stuff in it, good stuff. Lord love, man. He love you. If you keep this commandment and do what he say, I'm gonna tell you something. You're on this bad side, you got yourself a major problem. Okay. But anyway, we're gonna start this in Revelations. Revelation, the 8th chapter. And I'm gonna start reading at verse, let's see. Revelation 8, start reading at verse 5. Let's see. Hmm. Yeah, verse 5. And it reads, And the angel took the censer and filled it with fire of the altar and cast it into the earth. And there were voices and thunderings and lightnings and an earthquake. And the seven angels, which had the seven trumpets, prepared themselves to sound. Verse 7, the first angel sounded, and there followed hail and fire mingled with blood, and they were cast upon the earth. And the third part of trees were burned up, and all green grass was burned up. Ooh. Hmm. Okay. Now, verse 13. And I beheld and heard an angel flying through the midst of heaven, saying with a loud voice, Woe, woe, woe to the inhabitants of the earth, by reason of the other voices of the trumpet of the three angels which are yet to sound. Hmm. Whoa, 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 to these nations. Okay. Revelation 9. I'm going to read one verse, verse 12. One woe is past, and behold, there came two woes more hereafter. Hmm. Let's go a little further here. Let's go over here to Brother Jeremiah. See what the Lord had this brother to write here. Going to Jeremiah 25. Jeremiah 25. And I'm going to start reading at verse 29. Let's see. Yeah, verse 29. See something about some evil is going to come upon this earth. Oh, let's see. Okay. Jeremiah 25 and verse 29. And it reads, For lo, I began to bring evil on the city which is called by my name. What's the name of that city is called by the Lord's name? Jerusalem. All right. And should ye be utterly unpunished? Ye shall not be unpunished, for I will call for a sword upon all the inhabitants of the earth. Said the Lord of hosts. Man. Verse 30. Therefore prophesy thou against them all these words, and say unto them, The Lord shall roar from on high, and utter his voice from his holy habitation. He shall mightily roar upon his habitation. He shall give a shout, and they that tread the grapes up against all the inhabitants of the earth. A noise shall come even to the ends of the earth, for the Lord has a controversy with the nations. Told you, woe be unto them nations. He will plead with all flesh. And when the Lord talking about pleading, he ain't talking about coming down here rubbing you on the shoulder. Okay? We're going to show you what his pleading is. He will give them that are wicked to the sword, saith the Lord. Come back doing some killing people. This ain't no joke. All right? Well, let's go further. Everybody want to say, oh, Lord, he ain't gonna do all that. He don't hurt nobody. You sure about that? Let's go take a look at this right quick. Let me show you this. Man, I'm gonna tell you, all this stuff going on around here. And like I said, that's like I told you before, man. We can read, you can read it. Oh, my Lord sent them evil angels down there in Egypt and tore it down to the ground. You think he can't do it now? Look at this. I'm gonna show you this here. This is Amos 6. And I'm sorry, Amos the third chapter. I'm gonna read one verse, verse 6 here. Oh, I am at the wrong book. Here we go. This is Amos 3, verse 6, and it reads, Shall a trumpet be blown in the city, and the people not be afraid? Now he asked this question right here. Shall there be evil in a city, and the Lord has not done it? He asked that. Look at all these earthquakes, tornadoes, hurricanes, and floods, and huge forest fires, all this destruction. Hey, have evil come upon a city, and have I, the Lord, not done it? Tell you. Better get to know this God and get on his good side. I'm telling you, people, don't play with this God. Okay? Well, let's go on. Let's go over here and take a look at this here. Let's go to Matthew's right quick. You can say, yeah, Lord, don't hurt nobody. What we just read there. Tell you something. I'm gonna show you this here. Go on to Matthew right quick here. Matthew's 24. And a lot of people say, well, LD, I ain't got to worry about that stuff, man. I love the Lord, and he gonna come and he gonna rapture me off to heaven. Even the church, he gonna rapture it off to. Let's see. Let's take a look at this. Let's see if that be the case. All right. This is Revelation 24, and I'm gonna start reading at verse 7. And it reads, For nation shall rise against nation, and kingdom against kingdom, and there shall be famines and pestilence and earthquakes in divers places. All these are just the beginning of sorrows. Okay, you seeing a lot of this now, ain't it? Verse 9. Hold on, wait a minute. Let me make sure I got. Okay, verse 10. And then shall many be offended, and shall betray one another, and shall hate one another. Take people hating on each other nowadays. Verse 11. And many false prophets shall rise, and shall deceive many. You think they ain't out there? Just keep your eyes open, especially on the first day of the week. All right. Uh, Verse 12, and because iniquity shall abound, the love of many shall wax cold. Trying to speak to somebody nowadays. Hey, how you doing? Man, what you speaking to me for? Ain't no love for nobody no more. Telling you. But let's see. Verse now let play close attention to this here. You talking about you're gonna be raptured off to heaven before the tribulation? Let's see. Verse 29. Immediately immediately after the tribulation of those days. So right after the tribulation, those 3.5 years, shall the sun be darkened, and the moon shall not give her light, and the stars shall fall from heaven, and the powers of the heavens shall be shaken. Verse 30. Listen close, listen up. And then shall appear the sign of the Son of Man in heaven. And then shall all the tribes of the earth mourn, and they shall see the Son of Man. Now, who is the Son of Man? Is that not Jesus? Okay. But and then shall the Son of Man uh coming in the clouds of heaven with power and great glory. Then you're going to see the Lord coming immediately after the tribulation. Okay? So the Lord will come down here, still batch of people off the earth, take them on to heaven, then turn around and come back down here to fight the war of Armageddon. Oh, they're going to do that. When he make his descent, he is making his descent to come down here and be down here. Okay? We're going to show you that. Okay? But those be so blessed to meet the Lord in the air when he make his descent in the air, in the clouds, you know. And so shall you ever be with the Lord. People take that right there and they run you on up to heaven with that. Don't work that way. We're gonna show you where you're going. If you meet the Lord in the air, you be blessed to meet him in the air. Let's take a look at it. Let's see. I think we're going there now. Yeah, going to Zechariah right quick. But yeah, you be so blessed to meet the Lord in the air. Let's see where, and we so ever be with the Lord. Let's see where that gonna be. Let's take a peek at that. That is Zechariah 14. I'll start reading at verse 1. And it reads, Behold, the day of the Lord cometh, and thy spoil shall be divided in the midst of thee, for I will gather all nations against Jerusalem to battle. Boy, coming back here doing some battling people. All right. And the city shall be taken, and the houses rifled, and the women ravished, and half of the city shall go forth into captivity, and the residue of the people shall not be cut off from the city. Verse 3. Then shall the Lord go forth and fight against those nations as when he fought in the day of battle. Come back and some fighting people. Telling you, verse 9. Wait a minute. I think I skipped something here. Verse 5. And ye shall flee to the valley of the mountains, for the valley of the mountains shall reach unto Azel. Yeah, ye shall flee, like as ye fled from before the earthquake in the days of Uzziah, king of Judah. And the Lord my God shall come, and all the saints with thee. He's coming down here. You want to be with the Lord? You're going to have to be down here. You ain't going to heaven. We already established that. You know you can't go there. So might as well get that out of your head right now. Okay. Verse 9. And the Lord shall look at it. And the Lord shall be king over all the earth. In that day shall there be one Lord, and his name one. So what Lord gonna be at? Right here on the earth. You want to forever be with the Lord? Where you got to be? This earth. Okay, verse 10. All the land shall be turned as a plain from Gibeah to Rimmon, south of Jerusalem, and it shall be lifted up and inhabited in her place. Inhabited. All right. From Benjamin's gate unto the place of the first gate, unto the corner gate, and from the tower of Haneel unto the king's wine presses. And men shall dwell in it, and there shall be no more utter destruction, but Jerusalem shall be safely inhabited. Okay, so where you gonna be inhabiting that? Right here on this earth with the Lord. All right. Okay, verse 16. And it shall come to pass that everyone that is left of all the nations which came against Jerusalem shall even go up from year to year to worship the King, the Lord of hosts, and to keep the Feast of Tabernacles. Go up to Jerusalem. Okay. Verse 17. And it shall be that whosoever will not come up of all the nations of the earth unto Jerusalem to worship the King, the Lord of hosts, even upon them shall be no rain. You don't get no rain, you can't grow your crops. How you gonna eat? Hmm. Verse 18. And if the family of Egypt go not up and come not, that have no rain, there shall be the plague wherewith the Lord will smite the heathens, which heathen nations, that come not up to keep the Feast of Tabernacles. You're going to keep those feast days. Lord got 7 annual feast days we keep yearly, okay, outside the weekly Sabbath day. And if you don't come up to Jerusalem to keep that, see what he said there? He's going to be a plague on you. You don't get no rain. You're going to have yourself a problem, okay? But where you going to be? Right here on this earth, okay? Ain't going to heaven. Never will go there. Can't go there, okay? Now, let's go a little further there. Let's go right here to Isaiah right quick. Show you this. People talking about, man, I was somewhere this weekend and I was watching people eat some food, all that unclean food, and they thinking in their mind, and all they had to do was pray over it. Let me show you something. You keep thinking that, all right? All you gotta do is pray over. The Lord said he don't change. You can read that in what's that at? I think it's in oh shoot. Mike, what's the last book? Malachi. Lord said he don't change. He didn't change that. He didn't go to the new book. Okay, y'all in the New Testament now. Y'all can all you gotta do is pray over the food. Y'all can eat anything. No, he didn't say that. Okay. But I'm gonna show you why. Look at this. This is Isaiah 66, start reading verse 15, and it reads, For behold, the Lord will come with fire, and with his chariot like a whirlwind to render his anger with fury and his rebuke with flames of fire. You think the Lord ain't sitting in heaven mad? He is peeved. I'm telling you, oh, he got a controversy with these nations. Okay. Verse 16, for by fire and by his sword would the Lord plead with all flesh. When we're talking about that pleading, Lord pleading, look here. And the slain of the Lord shall be many. That's his plea. Okay. All right. So, but like I say, you think you can just pray over all that food that you eating, that unclean stuff Lord told you not to eat? Look at this. Verse 17. They that sanctify themselves and purify themselves in the garden behind one tree in the midst, eating swine's flesh. Which swine's flesh? That's that pork, that pig. All right. And the abomination, shrimp, gumbo, catfish, and the mouse shall be consumed together, said the Lord. So you keep on eating it. This is when the Lord, what does it say right here? Well, behold, the Lord will come. That's when the Lord come back, okay? And you see you still eating that stuff. Got something for you. What did he say? He said, you're going to be consumed just like he's going to consume them nations that went against him. Okay, for all them evil acts, things they doing to people now. Boy, I tell you what, they think they're getting by. They ain't. They think they're getting away. Right now, they're just getting by. That's it. They ain't getting away. Lord gonna get them. All right. But let's see here. Let's go a little further. Let's go over here to Revelations. I want to show this. Let me show you this, man. Cause people with big high status, rich people, you know, think ain't nothing happen to them because they got money. I'm gonna tell you something. Money ain't gonna buy you nothing during this time. Telling you. Look here. It's Revelation 6 chapter. And start reading at verse, let's see, verse 8. And it reads, And I looked, and behold, a pale horse, and his name that sat on him was Death, and hell followed with him, and power was given unto them over the fourth part of the earth to kill with sword, and with hunger, and with death, and with the beasts of the earth. Wow. Verse 15. Now listen to this. And the kings of the earth, and the great men, and the rich men, and the chief captains, and the mighty men with the status, okay? And every bondman and every free man hid themselves in the dens and in the rocks of the mountains. Why in the world would they want to do that? Look at this. And said to the mountains and rocks, Fall on us and hide us from the face of him that sitteth on the throne and from the wrath of the Lamb. Oh, verse 17. The great day of his wrath is come. Whose wrath? The Lord's wrath. It is come, and who shall be able to stand? Hey, people, get on the good side of the Lord and stay there. Start keeping those commandments, doing what he say. I'll tell you, he's you're gonna be consumed together. All right, but let's go right here, right quick. Just got a couple more places I want to show you. Going to Psalms. Psalms, 110th chapter of Psalms. And start reading at verse 1. And it reads, the Lord said unto my Lord, sit thou at my right hand until I make thine enemies thy footstool. The Lord shall send the rod of thy strength out of Zion, rule thou in the midst of thine enemies. Who is that? Nations. Okay. Let's see. Verse 5. The Lord at thy right hand shall strike through kings in the day of his wrath. Ooh. Mm. He shall judge among the heathens. What's the heathens? Nations. Okay. He shall fill the places with the dead bodies. We said the slain of the Lord shall be many. There'll be so many, they ain't gonna be able to bury them all. He said they're gonna be laying on top of the earth like dung. I'm telling you, he shall wound the heads over many countries. God ain't gonna be playing when he come back, people. I think you want to get on his good side. How you do that? Read this book, see what it is he wants you to do, and do it. Okay? Now, let me go to this last place right quick in Revelation, going to the last book in the Bible. And let's see what the Lord say about keeping his law. All right. And this is Revelation 22. We'll start reading in verse 13. And it reads, I am Alpha and Omega, the beginning and the end, the first and the last. It's in red right there. Okay. The Lord, he is the first God we ever dealt with, and he gonna be the last God we're gonna deal with while we're in this flesh and blood body. Okay. Now, verse 14. If you do what he say, listen. Blessed are they that do his commandments, even that raw law. Gotta keep them. The people talking about, oh, we all LD, we ain't under the law. We under grace now. Man, I'm gonna tell you something. Look, Paul knew what he was talking about. Paul knew he was talking about we're not under the law of animal sacrifice anymore, okay? He wasn't talking about the commandments, the raw law. All right. The Lord said right here, look, blessed are they that do his commandments, that they may have right to the tree of life and may enter in through the gates into the city. Okay. So if you want to enter into that city, that holy Jerusalem, keep them commandments, people. But you see, hey, the Lord gonna come. And I say, woe unto them nations. They don't get it together. I tell you what, if they could get a small glimpse of some of the stuff the Lord's going to do, I guarantee you they'll stop doing it, get on their knees and repent. Well, I don't know, maybe. But in any case, with that food for thought, think on these scriptures and words throughout the course of the day. And until next time, peace.